Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Friday, April 1st, April Fool's Day. And with snow on the way over the weekend, it could even be shovelable in some areas. This is not an April Fool's joke, although it sure is a cruel one. Across central and north central lower Michigan, again, we could see several inches of snow as a series of clipper systems drops in out of the northwest, brings colder air into the region. Again, the first system comes in tonight and tomorrow, would bring maybe an inch or two of snow across the northern areas. But then a much stronger clipper system looks like it comes in for later Sunday into Monday, and that could, again, bring some very strong gusty winds, perhaps even some blowing snow across the area, with several inches possible once you get up around the Alma Mount Pleasant area off to the north. Again, we'll watch this system to make sure it doesn't track further south or further north. But again, whether you get snow or not, the idea is we're into a pretty cold pattern. It's going to continue right on through not only next week, but probably around the 10th. We'll have some roller coasters between now and then. As each one of these clipper systems comes in, we'll get some little bit warmer air on the front side of them, followed by cold air on the back side. Because there are quite a few in a row, we don't really get too cold or too mild out ahead or behind these systems, but we'll continue to lay down showers across the southern parts of the state and snow across the northern areas. And again, I think when all is said and done, I think you get up around Alma, Mount Pleasant, Clare, up from that area to the north. I would not be surprised to see a good half a foot of snow or more fall over the next 5 days in separate systems. And again, some of the models even put out a little bit higher numbers than that. We'll take a look at that here in just a minute. You can see this morning temperatures in the 30s to around 40, low to mid 40s across the southern part of the state. They'll drop down, and then we'll recover our temperatures back into the 40s today. But it's going to be a much cooler day. You can see yesterday morning we were in the mid 50s at this time, down into the upper 30s now, so quite a bit cooler this morning. If we take a look at the Great Lakes, you can see temperatures again mainly across the entire state. Our temperatures are in the 30s with the exception of southeast lower Michigan and over into southwest Ontario, where temperatures are quite a bit milder, but they'll be falling this morning. If we take a look at the normals for April 1st, our normal high is 48, the normal low is 29, and again, we're not going to be too far from that, it looks like, over the next day or two, but much colder air for the weekend. Again, over the next week or so, about 8 to 12 degrees below normal. If you take a look at the storm totals from the rain, you can see St. Thomas led the way with 1.84 inches of rain, Owego 1.71 inches. Again, all the way as you get down, about half the stations picked up about an inch or more. So it was a very wet gully washer type system we had. Certainly the next systems won't be as moisture rich, but certainly we'll see quantitative precipitation amounts over the weekend around about a quarter to maybe a half inch or a little bit more. And again, as you're in the northern parts of the area, that'll be in the form of snow. If you take a look at the storms from yesterday, you can see the MAC Lightning Detection Network really picking up on a lot of that thunderstorm activity and the lightning across the area. You can see quite a bit across the area that didn't really move a whole lot. Another separate storm for a while stayed fairly stationary just to the northeast of Breckenridge up towards Aranet County and Bay County. And again, you'll see these on the move here as we animate through time. But it was a pretty significant area of showers and thunderstorms with locally heavy rains that had occurred. If we look at the webcam shot this morning from the campus of Central Michigan University, Mount Pleasant, you can see a quiet morning out there today. Again, it won't be too bad today, just a few scattered showers. Again, temperatures in the 40s. And if we look at the webcam from Brown City this morning, a quiet morning to start the day out there. Pretty soon we'll have some sunlight here as we get more and more daylight as we get closer to the spring and summertime. If we take a look at the this morning's radar, you can see the activity well off to our east from that system yesterday. And you can see our weak clipper system coming in. That'll move into the area tonight and Saturday. And again, bring some showers to the southern part of the state, maybe a little bit of snow across mid-Michigan. If we look at the weather map for 7 o'clock this morning, you can see that storm in the cold front well off to the east. Our weak clipper system will be dropping down into the Great Lakes for tonight and tomorrow. And then by tomorrow morning, that system now moving into Wisconsin. Again, that'll bring a pretty good chance of light snow across the region. And then if we look at the Sunday map, you can see that system will have moved off to the east. And our next system for Sunday night and Monday, this will be the one that'll be quite a bit stronger, have a lot of wind with it, especially behind the system. And again, it'll have a pretty good area of accumulating snow in the as it looks right now across central and north central lower Michigan, maybe down towards even Lansing area. But right now, the best bet looks like it's going to be around the St. John's area off to the north. But again, we'll continue to watch future model runs. If we look at the 7-day precipitation, you can see the heaviest amounts in the Gulf up the East Coast. But you can see where our flow patterns coming from a northwest to southeast flow, bringing these clipper systems. And over the next 7 days, you can see it adds up to quite a bit. And again, much of that across the northern areas could be in the form of snow. And you can see some of the forecast model. This is a GFS through Tuesday morning. You can see a pretty good area of 6 or more inches across the area from around Ludington down to about Port Huron in that band. And again, it could reach down, accumulating snows down to around the Lansing area, down towards Ann Arbor, Detroit area. And if we look at the GFS or the European model, which we can't show you, you can see they also in that same general area in this red circle put down about 4 to 7 inches of snow. So that you can see the European and the GFS models are on board. And if we look at the Canadian model, just a little bit farther north with the heaviest snow, and I mean heavy, they're depicting around 8 to 12 inches over in the northern thumb area. Again, I think the best bet would probably be about 1 to 4 inches with the first system, and maybe 2 to 5 inches in that heavier band wherever it sets up for the late weekend system. And you can see over the next 6 to 10 days, you can see ridging and warmer conditions out west, trough and colder conditions across the east. The 8 to 14 day outlook, much the same. And as far as precipitation goes, again, much of the greatest chances of above normal precipitation is going to be in the northeastern U.S., including the Great Lakes and across the desert southwest. Thanks for stopping by and have a great day, a great weekend, and 73s to all.